Howdy, y'all. Welcome into Chill with Clayton. We're so happy to have y'all here this week. We are officially 1 week before Thanksgiving Day. Yes, I know it is Wednesday the day I'm filming this, but tomorrow it will be now a week away from Thanksgiving. So today we're going to have kind of our Thanksgiving special. So kind of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be talking about Thanksgiving in today's episode. Should be a lot of fun. As always, folks, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's free. I'm just saying. If you want this kind of content to go out to the nations, to the rest of America, if you want this content to go to people, like the videos, comment on the videos. And by the way, another thing I'm going to actually start doing now is start commenting any prayers or praises in your life. We'd love to hear from that. We'd love to hear your prayers and your praises. We'd love to hear like what's going on. And I'll make sure I'll even put it on my daily notes for my prayers. So like come out there, have a good time with it. And yeah, we'd love for you to post your prayers and post your praises in life because we know we're all going through something or we're all celebrating something. That's how life always goes. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that real quick. Don't forget, we also have our daily Bible verses that come out every day with a little quick song. It's a lot of fun. Got a daily Bible verses. Check it out on Chill with Clayton on Instagram. So yeah, there you go. We also have the Chill with Clayton updates group on Facebook. It is a private group, but if you give me an invite, you should be able to be in the show. Just send me a quick DM and say, hey, fan of the show, would love to see the behind the scenes, some pictures, the daily Bible verses as well, and any other cool stuff we're going to be up to. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun with that. If you want to be a part of the show, you have any questions, have any topics, remember, chillwithclayton@gmail.com. That is our email address. If you're listening on our audio platforms, give us a follow, give us a like. Tell your friends and family about the show. Let's get on with today's episode about Thanksgiving. So today we're going to be talking about Thanksgiving. As you all know, like I told y'all earlier, I am filming this on Wednesday, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So tomorrow is the Thursday before Thanksgiving. Now, you may be asking me, what in the world is Thanksgiving? I know a lot of y'all know probably what Thanksgiving is, but I wanted to get more into the definitions in terms of what Thanksgiving is. So I looked it up on the internet, of course, and the definition that I got for Thanksgiving was the expression of gratitude, especially to God. Now, that was the more biblical Christian term. The more regular term for people is just the holiday that you can celebrate thanks with and have a big platter of food and enjoy that. But I kind of got more into the biblical sense of this. And when I saw the expression of gratitude, especially to God, I started to kind of go, okay, then what's gratitude? Even though I do know what gratitude is. But gratitude is the quality of being thankful, the readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. So what that means is like being thankful is like, going like, okay, I'm good with this. I'm good with this. I'm good with where I'm at right now, but I'm ready to show appreciation for people and, to return it to people because, and to return the kindness to people and, being kind to others and all that. So yeah, that's kind of like where we're going with gratitude. But going into the history of Thanksgiving, now for a lot of people, Thanksgiving Day consists of watching a parade in New York sponsored by Macy's, which, funny enough, is the 99th year of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. Next year will be the centennial 100th year anniversary for the Thanksgiving Day parade. Now, for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, all of us are kind of eating our breakfast. We're enjoying seeing the different balloons, whether that's SpongeBob or Bluey or some of your favorite cartoon characters from back in the day, the floats, the different singers who perform on there as well. You also have the different plays that are going on as well because they all, New York is loving their Broadway and they want to show out the Broadway scene. You also get to see the Radio City Rockettes do those crazy kicks, which I could never do because, yeah, I'd probably fall over and flat on my back. And, to quote Charlie Brown, that's one of his quotes. And, well, hopefully not kill myself because that's what Charlie fully said. But, from the... Okay, that's enough with that. But still, you know what I mean. But then we'd also watch football.
Are you ready for some football?
And figure out what the turducken is. Now you might be asking me, what's a turducken? Well, I'll let John Madden explain that.
It's really 5 different things. It's a chicken, a duck, a turkey, and 2 kinds of dressings.
And are you going to have one on your Thanksgiving table?
Yeah, I'm going to have one. I have to bring it, though. But
for me, going into Thanksgiving Day as a Cowboys fan, because yes, I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area Metroplex, and I am a Cowboys fan, as hard as that is sometimes, because, if you lived in the 90s generation, you know what I'm talking about. I was born in the 2000s, so I never got to see them win a Super Bowl. Thank you, Jerry Jones. But, yeah, I mean, on Thanksgiving, we watched the Cowboys, you'd watch the NFC North matchup, and then you watch the random matchup that NBC had that night, or whatever channel it was on back in the early 2000s. But, and then you'd also get ready for Black Friday. I mean, but now Black Friday is more like the whole month of November because of all the online shopping we can get done. But, it's the biggest shopping deals of the year. That's what a lot of people think the Thanksgiving Day holiday is in general, and that's how it usually works out for a lot of people in America. But how it really started was with the Mayflower voyage and the Puritans / Pilgrims who left England actually from the religious persecution in England. And they wanted to keep their commitment to their traditions and their festivals that bred into their religion. And then, of course, we know about when they got into Plymouth, when they got to Plymouth Rock and all that. It was tough times for the Pilgrims. It was tough times for them. I mean, there was very, very cold winters. Medicine wasn't as advanced as it is today. It was a tough time for these Pilgrims. And, they were probably asking God in this sense, like, wait, what are we doing here? Why are we still here? Why didn't we could have just stayed in England. Yeah, were we persecuted, but life was better. But knowing God, he had a plan for those Pilgrims, those new Americans, and that's when, we get to meet the Indians. Now, the Native Americans as well. Now, there was definitely some quarrels between the Pilgrims and the Native Americans. But then there was the Wampanoag tribe. I'm sorry if I butchered that, y'all. I'm so sorry. And they had their feast. And with, I believe it was Chief Nassausoy and somebody else. How I know that is thank you, Charlie Brown. This is America, Charlie Brown, the Mayflower Voyagers. If you've ever seen that, great cartoon to watch during Thanksgiving. It was always on ABC. A couple days before Thanksgiving, we got to watch that. You got to watch that in the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. That was just like peak childhood for me. I loved that. I was like, man, I'm so invested in this and wondering what Snoopy's doing, fighting a chair. And then having Little Birdie, that song that plays in during it. But yeah, that's besides the point on that. But, it's just, Thanksgiving is a great time with friends, with family. I mean, I recently just celebrated Friendsgiving at our local church. Had a great time with that. Ended up cooking like 4 cornbreads, so there you go. Your boy's kind of a baker. Kind of fun with that. I know this is just me rambling on and talking a lot, but that's what Thanksgiving is a lot for a lot of people. There's like the other stuff that goes on, but like, what truly can we be thankful for this Thanksgiving? And here's what I get into that. And that's being thankful for God's blessings in the past in your life. Now, what I mean by that is like, well, if you're a parent or or, an older adult, you can go back and look at the times that God was faithful to you in the past. Because maybe this Thanksgiving, there's someone who isn't going to be at the table. There's going to be that missing seat. There's going to be that one seat that isn't filled with somebody. There isn't going to be that person there. Or there could be, family trouble. Or you could have just gone through a breakup. Or friendships are on hard times. Money's on hard times. There's all kinds of different things going on in the world. And what I'd say to you this Thanksgiving is just be thankful for the things that God's been blessing you with in the past. And what he's going to be thankful with you in the future. And what he's doing in your life right now. I know. And I'll kind of plug in my Chill With Clayton Extra from last week, where we talked about being thankful of where you're at this time, choosing gratitude and choosing thankfulness. This Thanksgiving season, and honestly, the rest of the year. But, I mean, going through times like in Thanksgiving where you're going through those moments and you're just like, man, I don't think God sees me this Thanksgiving. I don't think he sees me right now. Or, man, God's blessing me so much, but there's still something missing, right now. I can feel you on that. And that's why having thankful hearts this Thanksgiving is so crucial. Because being thankful for what God's going to do in your future, what he's doing right now, what he's done in your past, it's just going to make you feel better. It's just going to make you feel better. The best Christmas present is on the way, and it came about 2,000 years ago in the name of a baby boy named Jesus. So this Thanksgiving, let's remember that. Remember that God is in control of our lives. Remember that part of the story. Yeah, you might have heard me rambling on about the different worldly traditions of Thanksgiving. And hey, that's fine. We can enjoy watching football. We can enjoy watching a parade. We can enjoy going shopping. But the true reason, though, why Thanksgiving was there was because the pilgrims wanted to celebrate on what God did in their lives. And how many people, even though they lost that Thanksgiving, they're so thankful that they could celebrate and they could just transition into this new world that God gave us too. And we got to celebrate that with our founding fathers when George Washington even celebrated the first Thanksgiving, which I can't remember that date, but we can put that in there in a little post. But to wrap this up, folks, be thankful this Thanksgiving for what God is doing in your life, what he's blessing you with in your life, and be faithful as well for what God will do in the future. Let's get with the Bible verses. All right, guys. So today we are going to look in our daily Bible verse. I always read out of the NIV, also have an ESV Bible, but it's totally up to y'all, what kind of translation y'all want. For all I know, you could be a New King James Version person, which I commend you because I couldn't do that much. I couldn't get those fancy words if I tried because I'm just a 22-year-old Southern boy from Texas. And I need the easier words to read, to be honest with you. But talking about where we are today in the Bible in Daniel 2:23, we're talking about when King Nebuchadnezzar, he recently just had this dream. He ended up talking to some astrologers, and they're going oh, king, they're going to be up against you. They're going to be up against you. And when you're a king back in those old times and people didn't follow you, they're just going oh, yeah, let me just get rid of them. And I don't mean by get rid of them. I mean by permanently getting rid of them. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's what King Nebuchadnezzar said. And it's just crazy. But thankfully at this time, one of the commanders of the king's guard was one of Daniel's friends. And then he let him know, and he's going why is the king issuing such a harsh penalty to these people? And, Daniel, he went to go ask the king, and he's going hey, King Nebuchadnezzar, I'm just going to let you know, I got this, my God, our God, he can help me interpret this dream as well, and I'd love to help you out with that. So Daniel's kind of helping him, getting ready to interpret the dream, and he's actually, Daniel, right before he goes, is praying to God just at his house. And here in verse 23 it says, I thank and praise you, God of my ancestors. You have given me wisdom and power. You have made me known what we asked of you. You have made known to us the dream of the king. Now you might be asking me, Clayton, why did you pick this Bible verse out of all things? So why I picked this Bible verse is thanking and praising is something I'd like for us to do this Thanksgiving season as we go into the end of the year, end of 2025, starting in 2026, and, continuing that on. I think thanking and praising God this Thanksgiving season would just be really good. Even though maybe 2025 hasn't been your year. I mean, maybe 2025 wasn't your year. And you're just ready for 2026. And you're going like, God, I just want to get to 2026. But God might be like, no. I'm not quite done with 2025. There's still something. You just need to be patient and faithful with me on this. There's still something really good happening for you in 2025. And I think that's what he's giving. And I just love how Daniel goes into this and he's just thanking and praising God, going like, thank you for like just giving me this platform of what I can do with the king. Like, just thank you for that. And I think that's just such a powerful message this Thanksgiving, because I know that some of y'all probably have family who don't know Jesus, and maybe you're a little nervous about talking to them because, people in your family they get kind of weird sometimes. You might have an Uncle Eddie of Christmas Vacation. There's those kind of family members. There might be that crazy uncle or crazy aunt or whatever. I'm not getting into the family dynamics of that, but it might kind of freak you out a little bit about your Thanksgiving Day holiday. And just to know that God is going to be there with you this Thanksgiving and you can thank and praise him for that, I think that would just give God just that nice smile down on his face, just knowing that his creation, the person that he made in your mother's womb, he molded you and created you for that specific mission in your life. He did that just for you, so you can thank him and praise him for what he's done in your life. There was one quote that one guy from our group this week, Noah, shout out Noah, by the way, shout out to our leader, Noah. He had this line this week in our young adults group. We always think about that about what God has done for us. You know what I'm talking about? But instead, we want to talk about, but he instead goes instead of being for God, we're from God. Now you might be asking me, what do I mean by that? Now, for God means we're for God. We are for God. We enjoy our time and all that with God. But being from God is going God, whatever I do in my life, it's from you. It's from you. You gave me this platform. You gave me this job. You gave me this. You gave me this. God gives you what you need in your life so you can do what you can through him, for him, and it comes from him. So remember that. Just remember that. Remember that part. Remember that part this Thanksgiving. You could still be for God, but you're also from God because God made you. So that is pretty cool. So we're going to talk about our other daily Bible verses that we'll be posting throughout the week. We have Psalm 9, 1-2, Psalm 7:17, Colossians 2:7, 1 Thessalonians 5:18, Revelation 11:17, Hebrews 12:28-29, and Psalm 95:2. Well, guys, hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. Hope y'all are enjoying a lot of good food, whether that's ham, mac and cheese, turkey. Even us Texans might even have a brisket. You never know. By the way, I got that because I watched the Almost Athletes podcast with Dude Perfect. Shout out to that podcast. That is one podcast y'all need to go check out. That is a great podcast. Great podcast. But yeah, man, just have a happy Thanksgiving. Have a blessed Thanksgiving. Hope everything goes well for y'all. And for any of the shoppers out there, stay safe this Black Friday, even if you're going out there. And yeah, so just have a great Thanksgiving. It's going to be a lot of fun. Enjoy your time with your family and your friends. It's a good time right now, so be thankful for that from God. Be thankful for these times because we don't know when our last day is, but, you know, be thankful that we're going to be enjoying this holiday season and, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, enjoy that. Like I said, have a happy Thanksgiving, y'all. I'm going to close down the show because I'm rambling. Don't mess with Texas. Keep Jesus first. God bless y'all. I can't wait to see y'all. We're going to have probably an extra coming out next week. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, y'all. I leave y'all with this prayer here from Linus Van Pelt. You'll hear it right after this. I'll see you later, y'all. Adios and yeehaw!
In the year 1621, the Pilgrims held their first Thanksgiving feast. They invited the great Indian chief, Massasoit, who brought 90 of his brave Indians and a great abundance of food. Governor William Bradford and Captain Miles Standish were honored guests. Elder William Brewster, who was a minister, said a prayer that went something like this. We thank God for our homes and our food and our safety in a new land. We thank God for the opportunity to create a new world of freedom and justice.